Over the past several episodes of Driving Television, we've touched on several aspects of importing a car from the United States into Canada. First, we talked about what you physically need to do and have done to a vehicle in order to get it from the U.S. into our country. Second, we talked about the different roadblocks and potential problems Canadians might have about buying a cheaper U.S. car and bringing it to Canada. Well, today we thought we'd pass along a few examples of everyday Canadians just like you who have done their homework, purchased and imported a vehicle from the United States. First of all, Pindi Johal. She's from British Columbia. She went down to Washington State and bought a Nissan Frontier pickup truck. And she figures she saved enough money that all the extra work was worth it.
The first time we went to the States, the dealership, the salesperson there came and saw the license plate on our vehicle and says, we won't sell to Canadians. It's way too much paperwork involved and we just don't want to touch it. My sister-in-law, who owns an insurance company, told us that somebody actually bought a vehicle from the States. And so she got the information from the gentleman that did buy. And so we went over and they had no problem selling to us. Most of the work involved was just going back and forth with the dealership and the custom brokers to make sure that all the paperwork is in order. I don't know exactly how much I've saved. I haven't totaled up all the bills, but I figure I've saved about $5,000 to $6,000.
One advantage of buying a car from the United States is the massive pool of vehicles. Typically, there are different trim levels in the United States, and there's also an abundance of used cars.
Well, this is my third Suburban that I've imported actually from Dallas, Texas. Number one, they are so plentiful down there. You have lots to choose from, and most of the Suburbans are loaded up quite well. Like this one has a conversion package on it with quad seating, TV, front and rear air, leather package, wood trim package. A very nice unit that you cannot find here in Canada, really. And for the dollar, it's well worth it for me to go down.
Pat Marshall from A&A Contract Custom Brokers credits the advent of online shopping like eBay Motors as a huge boon to potential buyers.
We get so many calls because of our affiliation with eBay that we're actually going to be increasing our staff within our vehicle department to accommodate these calls and questions from these new importers or possible new importers.
Driving Television viewer also from British Columbia, Kathy Hickman wrote, "We wouldn't hesitate to do it again. Even taking into account some travel expenses and incidental costs, we spent $6,000 less than if we had bought from the local dealer." Ken Moraes from Calgary has imported 2 cars over the past 2 years. In 2005, he purchased a 1998 Lincoln Mark 8 Collector's Edition, and in 2006, a Mitsubishi Eclipse GTS. Ken says, "The process is not that complicated if you practice due diligence. You should not get tangled up in red tape. We found the best prices in Texas, Arizona, and Florida before Katrina." Now, we should point out, if you're looking at a potential vehicle that has been registered in the southern United States, you have to be very cautious and make sure that it's not being a salvage title or flood-damaged car from a hurricane. Pardon the pun, but we really want to drive home the fact that if you're considering importing a vehicle, you have to do lots of research on the price differences, the requirements to get the vehicle into Canada, and potential problems before they happen.
There is no real catch. I do encourage you to deal with a broker, speak to a broker, make sure you have all the ins and outs and have your research in place before you make the purchase, but there is no catch. Don't be afraid. We're here to help.
I would do it again because the amount of money I've saved, I think it was worth doing all the paperwork involved.
I probably saved about $5,000 per Suburban. My personality is I like to find the deal, so I follow the markets for vehicles. For instance, mostly like Suburbans and trucks. That's where I kind of fall into. But I would do it again, absolutely.
If you're considering bringing a car in from the United States, the first thing you need to do is go to our website, drivingtelevision.com, click on Inside Line, and you'll see all the segments we've done on this subject. Good luck looking for that car, and have fun on the lineup.